our new chat show. This episode of the chat show is sponsored by the American Heart Association. February is American Heart Month. During the month of February, we are encouraged to take care of our hearts. The annual celebration began in 1963 to encourage Americans to join the battle against heart disease.
On today's episode, we have the pleasure of interviewing the members of the Lakeview chapter on NAACP. Please give a huge thanks and welcome to Doris Hicks, Phyllis Wright, and Stephanie Chase.
Hi, thank you so much for joining us today. Can you please tell us a little bit about the NAACP and how did the Lakeview chapter begin?
Surely. Good morning to you. The Lakeview chapter began back in 1950s. Record shows that it started in 1956 under the leadership of Mr. Hill. Today we are current. We have, I serve as the president. We serve in our community. We help people in the community. We help children in the community. And we're strong and working.
Oh, okay, that's very interesting. I didn't know that. It's sort of like similar to what we're doing with the Davidson Ambassadors.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to help get things put in action. So.
Okay.
What would you say is the core values of the NAACP?
Would you like me to answer that?
Yeah.
Sure. The core values of the NAACP are, number one, education. We stand strong on that. Equity for all people, meaning civil rights, you have a right. We work with health, civic engagement, which Stephanie Chase is our chairperson. And that means that we make sure that people are registered to vote in the community. We go to the high school when the children, our young people are 18 and they can register to vote, or 17. We register them. Ms. Chase goes over and does that. We also have a value in the young people. Ms. Wright serves as our AXO chair for Long Island, Nassau County. And she will be able to tell you more about AXO as we go on. But we're very, we have a lot of effort going to our young people here in Lakeview.
Thank you.
Can you speak to us about why you decided to become a member of the NAACP?
During my tenure in the Malvern School District, I started off by being a student. I actually graduated from Malvern High School, and then I went on to get my degree in education, and I came back and was a teacher here at Davison Avenue, and later became the principal. I've also had the opportunity to work with young people your age, and now I'm working with high school students. We have a number of high school students that are a part of what we call our AXO program. AXO is a national program under the NAACP, and it's for youngsters in high school in grades 9 through 12. They can compete in 33 different areas. What our branch does, along with the other 4 branches here on Long Island, we have fundraisers to provide monies for the students to go to the national. We have youngsters who have come through your school, have come through Maurice W. Downing School, who go on to the high school, who are involved in our AXO program. As you can see, one of my little pins says, help children succeed. That's really what we're all about too. Starting with you guys, I know you had one question regarding what do we do with your age group. We also have a youth council where anyone who is from the ages of 3 and up really can participate in the youth council, and then go on to AXO and many other activities. Leadership is also very important, which you 2 guys are doing today, all right, by taking that leadership role and letting people know what's actually going on in the Malvern School community.
Let's see, I joined because I felt I wanted to give back to the community. I also am an alumni of Howard T and the high school. I just felt years later, after I had gone through school, and I wanted to give back and serve. and that's when I joined the NAACP.
Welcome.
How can someone become a member in the NAACP?
That's very easy. We have a simple form that says you can join. You can join from birth.
Yes.
You can join from your age now. As Ms. Wright told you, we have a youth council that meets on the third Sunday at Harold Walker Park at 3 o'clock. And we will certainly forward more information to Ms. Lavenger to let you know when we're definitely meeting. And you can just come in and start to express your ideas and your interest on what we do and the civil rights movement and things that we do in the community.
We are only 10 years old, and we have learned that at our young age, we can make a difference in our own community. And I know you answered this already, but maybe you can give us more insight. Is there a way for young people like ourselves to become involved with the NAACP? And what advice do you have for kids who are looking to make a change in their own community?
Join. I'll start with join. You can get it from there.
The other part of it, I know you made reference to the fact that the school street name change for Maurice W. Downing has taken place. That all started, all right, with students like yourself, all right? It started with students in the middle school and who went out and had a question and pursued it, found the answers to it, and 2 years later, we've now changed the name in Malvern to Acorn Way. So those things that you can do are when you have a question, answer it, try to get the answers to it, and reach out to the adults to help you. But don't just put it on the side and say, oh, well, I'm too young, I can't do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Definitely.
And if you want to make a difference in your community, it's a good way to start. It's a structured organization, so you would be able to work through them and just serve and do better for the community. It's really important to give back, always.
Thank you for telling us that.
Can you speak specifically about events in the Malvern school community to which the NAACP Lakeview chapter played a role in?
I'll add a couple, just starting here at Davison Avenue. I was in this school building for 33 years as a teacher and as an administrator. This is a very unique school because of the fact it basically encompasses Malvern, Lynbrook, and Lakeview as far as the students going to school here. And through those three communities, we established here, with the support of the NAACP, we established a number of programs. Student Council was one of them. Also through the PTA and through the Teachers Association, the MTA, and the Student Council, we met every year to be able to discuss how we can make our school and school district better. So not only did we establish a student council, we also established two days. Veterans Day, which was already established, but we made it into a big program here at Davison Avenue because of the fact we wanted to also show the community, all three communities, that we had veterans that served and still continue to serve our country. And also Field Day. Field Day was another event that was established here through the support of not only, as I said, the Student Council and the MTA, the Teachers Association, and the administrators, but also the community, because parents came on Field Day and made it a very successful program.
Thank you.
Also, I'd like to add that we, in May, we give out prior to COVID, and hopefully we'll get back to that, we gave out certificates and medals. I don't know if you were there when we did that. Back to school, stay in school when you, perfect attendance.
Yeah,
If you remember that, you actually have one, okay. That is coming from the NAACP, and it's in honor of Linda Brown, Brown versus the Board of Education, 1954, was that?
Yeah.
And with Thurgood Marshall. It was to stop segregation in schools, so we do that every year, and hopefully we'll do that again. We will give out the certificate and either a medal, but some of the kids have now told us that they'd like something different than the medal because they're older, so we'll search for something different. But that is definitely an NAACP initiative. Also at the awards assembly when you graduate from high school, if you've been active in the NAACP, the youth branch, we try to give you some type of money, stipend, a little something to say thank you for the work that you've done. We've honored our students. We've recognized valedictorians here at the high school, so we try to be a very big part of your life.
So last week was a historic moment for all of us to see as the street formerly known as Lindner's Place was changed to Acorn Way. As members of the NAACP and the community, how did this make you feel? I mean, I know I felt really proud to see Malvern make a big change. How did you feel?
I felt wonderful. I started a conversation with the mayor back in 2020. And we then, from my conversation, it grew to the young people of the middle school and high school. And it was awesome to me because such a man of such little value to our community with his name still on the street, I felt that it needed to come down many years ago. So it was heartwarming and tear-jerking and just overwhelming for me to see it come down because it was something that the Lakeview community tried to do 40 years ago and it was shot down or not followed through, put it that way. But we do have the victory today to say that it's staying. So I still feel good about it.
I feel great because as a graduate of Malvern High School, I did not attend the Maurice W. Downing school as a youngster. I came here when I was in 8th grade. So I was already in the middle school, which is what is now the middle school. When I came here, there was no high school. The high school wasn't there. It was a lake, all right? And Davidson Avenue for the middle school was the high school and the junior high school all together. Davison Avenue and Maurice W. Downing and Woodfield Road, which is presently the library, those schools were all K to 6, kindergarten to 6th grade, and then you went on to the high school. Because of the fact that the Malvern School District encompasses all 3 villages, so to speak, it was very, very important to see that happen because my grandson now attends Maurice W. Downing. So the fact that when he gets off the bus and steps onto Acorn Way, he's no longer stepping onto Linda Place.
I feel the same way. I moved out here in 1967, and I for a brief time went to Linder Place. That was Maurice Downing, not knowing what the name was behind the name. So I was overjoyed when we were able to have that change. First, when Maurice Downing was changed, it was named after a former principal.
Yes.
And okay, I was happy with that. But the street name, I was almost in tears because to know that our children would not have to skip down the block or go skipping down a block named after such a terrible person. I was very happy, very happy.
And may I just add that I taught in Downey for 15 years straight, and then I went back and subbed. So to know that it happened, because when I first went to Downey, and I just looked up the name. I saw the street name and I looked up and I was just floored and shocked by what I saw. KKK hoods and things. So it's just a big thing for all of us. It's just a relief.
That definitely was really.
I think every one of you could get a chance to answer this, but as members, what would you say are 3 accomplishments of the NAACP since joining?
3 accomplishments. Children, growth of children, back to school supplies initiatives that we give out in the parking lot of the library. So look for us this summer, we do it every year. Health fairs, voting, as we talked about before, that we go to the high school and talk about voting and the importance of voting, that it's a right. I think those are the big things that I look into in your education.
It is all about you and youth, and making sure that you have the opportunity as well as the understanding of what it is to live where you live and to go to school where you go to school. And to know, as I said before, I can't speak enough of the fact of the 3, I'll call them villages, all right, that encompass this particular school. There are not children going from Lynbrook, all right, other than to the middle school and to the high school. But and I have to look at it as an elementary school, because when I was here, this school was K through 4. So to have 3 communities that can come together with the central being the importance of an education, all right, for your age group is one of the most rewarding things that can happen.
I also think that voting, encouraging people to vote is so important. Some people just don't realize how important it is to voice your opinions and be represented. And I feel going around and rallying and having people to vote, that's been really, really rewarding. Also, we had a cleanup in Lakeview, and we partnered and we cleaned up around the railroad station, and we're going to have another one in the spring. It's just important to take care of your community, look out for one another, and just, like I said, give back and serve your community. It's a beautiful community, and we want to just keep it that way.
And we planted all those bulbs.
Oh yes,
We planted
well,
over.
we'll see in the
We'll see if they
spring.
come up.
We'll
Hopefully
see
you'll
in the
see all by
spring.
the train station. We did at least 200 bulbs we put out.
Yes.
So, and the young people came out and helped us do it.
Yes, yes.
I think everyone can answer this, or I think everyone actually already answered this. But what is the NAACP Lakeview chapter's vision for students and residents of the Malvern School community?
Our vision is to continue to be of service to you, to our seniors who still need us as well, and to continue to see us grow together. As Ms. Wright has stated, the 3 communities continue to see us get along very well and mesh together and do great things together to make this area even stronger and better than it is. It had a lot of negativity years ago, but believe me, I see the growth, I see the warmth, I see the children connected. And if we can continue to get people to understand that we're all here for a purpose, to have a wonderful neighborhood, great community, that's all I want to see.
Anybody
The
else?
same, right? The same.
Yeah, I believe education, and if you're not, vocation is also very good, but to thrive and do better and be successful, that's what we like. We want to push that, but it's important. Just thrive and do better.
Definitely a great vision for all of us.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having
It was a
us.
pleasure again for all of you to be here and take time to listen to our questions. And I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. Until next time, Davison. Bye!